Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the Foreign Show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the mains. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the Foreign Show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxshire, on the panel this evening is the one and only Bridgeman and Big Ulster. How we doing, gentlemen?
Hi, Ox. I'm doing very well, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Yourself?
Doing very well, thanks, mate.
All right. Bridge?
Can I just say a big good evening to the boys in the panel here and to the other boys in the lobby, a big good evening, and to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening into Rangers Radio. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
All right, well, we're sort of going to just split the game of two halves tonight, a show of two halves. We'll take the on-field stuff first, the nice stuff, the good stuff, and then we'll obviously talk about what's happened off the park today. Is that fair enough, Ulster?
Sounds good to me.
Bridge?
Go for it. Let's go.
Let's go. Right, now you've had time to reflect on yesterday's performance and you've finished your tea, Bridgeman.
Aye. I was waiting for me, wasn't
Now that you've had time to reflect, maybe read a few reports or whatever, what was your views on yesterday's game, Bridge?
I thought, overall, it was a very good game. We saw some weaknesses, particularly in the first half. And we saw some players playing that you could see the reason why they didn't get games in the very recent past as well. But overall, I thought we played very well. That was a very tough game because that team played. They played the man a lot, hard as nails they were at times. I thought, well, obviously this young centre half gave himself a wee bit of a hard time, but we weathered the storms and we kept on going.
Can we put that down to nerves for the boy?
Oh yes, absolutely, very, very nervous. And I mean,
don't I get too?
Look, there was. I can't remember what the crowd was, but it's like 30 to 35,000 or something like that. I mean, that's a big crowd for a young laddie like that, coming out and expectations high because he's got some good players sitting watching him and things like that. So yeah, I was really happy with the boys. Even I have to say, I was even happy with Doherty, although you could see where he was fumbling a wee bit.
Didn't he start well, mate? Didn't he start well?
Right. I'm saying that you could see where he was fumbling and the bad pass and running too fast, not that nonsense, and the same with McCrory. But overall, I thought they played very well. I thought the goalkeeper Anik had not a bad game in the first half. I thought Goldson was just tremendous, and you can see he's the gel in the whole lot of it, and he's a tremendous player for us. Even thought Halliday wasn't too bad, but except when the boy was actually attacking him front on, you could see he's just no up to the quality of the other players, in my opinion. But that's no nitpicking or anything like that, just saying it as a fact. I thought in the first half, Tavernier wasn't great going forward. I thought from a player perspective, I thought our two wingers, the boys that played wide, I thought Can Diaz was just excellent, and I thought the young boy Middleton, what a player he's going to be. He's a tremendous player. So he did a lot of backtracking to help to help out. What do you call him? Halliday, and the same with Candice going back again to help out Tavernier. Thought the midfield did as well as they could, considering who they were up against. So no complaints in the first half. Second half, you saw it yourself. It just transformed itself, and we put the pace on, turned it on, and bang, 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 3 goals. Tremendous stuff. And great. Our goalkeeper Wes came on quite quietly into the game and saved a penalty. You couldn't write that, could you? Fantastic.
Double save, mate.
Double save, indeed, yes, indeed.
I'm going to give that boy Middleton the big compliment, Ulster. The fact that he played the first half, he played it left, outside left, as we would call it, and then he went back to the left back role. What kind of attitude and what kind of faith does that show that the manager's got them?
But yeah, he obviously believes in his ability. I think looking at the interview on Rangers TV I watched last week, obviously, they came away. There's actually a couple of the team, or should I say I'm trying to think. Gary McAllister. I couldn't get his name. But Gary McAllister had some great words to say about young Middleton. To be fair, he says that he was, the ones working in the backroom staff before they came in had sort of said to them, listen, give this young fella a chance, bring him over with you, which they'd done. And he says straight away, you could see there was a player there. He says he wasn't excellent all the time, but there was wee glimpses of brilliance in his play, which he knew, this guy's got something about him. That's obviously why he's getting a chance now. And as you say, to throw him in that
what you want for a winger, mate? I mean, a winger will do over wingers. When they had bad games, but it's that brilliance that separates them, innit?
This is it, mate. All the best wingers we've ever had, even like now I never watched Cooper live. Obviously, I'm not saying Glenn Middleton's going to be the same class as Davy Cooper, but people would have said sometimes he wouldn't have had a great game. But there was just moments of absolute brilliance from Davy Cooper that endeared him to the support, and just some of the stuff he could do was absolutely amazing. So if Glenn Middleton can be like that for us, then we've got a good player there in our hands.
I think I read something today, Bridget. Somebody compared him to Neil McCann. Simple outside, put a cross in, and puts in effective crosses. And I thought that was reasonably fair. There was similarities there.
Similarities in that method of play, yes, absolutely. I don't obviously right at this moment. The boy's only 18. I tell you what, he's a lot heavier than McCann.
I'm not saying he's reached the peak that McCann did, but I'm just saying.
Oh no. I'm just looking at him, thinking he's a lot sturdier and heavier set than McCann. But McCann was gifted in many ways. I think that boy's going to be an absolute star. If we can keep him, because we got a tendency to bum the players up, and then they get to the height, and all of a sudden we want to trade them in for something else because they fell off the perch a wee bit, a la the boy Mackay. He'll probably end up going somewhere for about $3 million, and we'll get nothing at it. But I think the boy Middleton, I agree, very like McCann. Not so much greedy, but really skillful and get the ball over. A lovely cross of the ball.
And taking good corner kicks, which is an asset as well.
Absolutely.
That dead ball stuff, that can get you in the team before people just on its merits, Bridge, can it?
I'd love to see the boy taking some free kicks, to be honest. I was watching him last night and I thought, my goodness, he can certainly place the ball. I think he knows where he wants to place it from a dead ball perspective. Nice to see him taking free kicks.
All right. All-Star, who else? Sean, for you yesterday?
I think, Goldson again was very, very good, mate. I thought, to be honest. I really enjoyed him coming on. I thought Koulibaly, when he came on, had another decent game for us. The big guy, Sadiq, I know there was talk of maybe he wasn't had the much pace on him, but there was one run I seen him doing. It was shared again on Twitter that he was sort of tackled, but he got the ball over, but he was sort of tackled in the middle. And out of nowhere, the pace on that guy was scary. And then the ball came in and he tried to head it. Unfortunately, he just didn't get it. But I thought he looked very good, especially for a player, mate, who's not fully fit yet. I think he's going to be a big nuisance for us. So I enjoyed watching the big lad, to be fair, for his first game.
Got a goal, and there was a bit in that when Koulibaly, he cleared it. Big Sadiq came in and took it off somebody's head. We broke up the park. The big one got to the halfway line, got inside, put through a ball in it. I'd like to see it again. Don't know if Koulibaly was offside. What a move it was, Bridget. What a break.
That was brilliant. That was absolutely superb. I mean, the fans just took to that boy, Koulibaly. They just took to him. They loved the way he could stretch his leg out, and all of a sudden his foot came in and just took the ball away for the guy and things like that. Just tremendous. I'm not saying he's the greatest header of a ball, for instance, and the greatest jumper, but his height alone, he's a good start. He got a good start. And he's full of enthusiasm and likes to run.
We've got the first goal in the lobby, so we'll look at that, mate, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
It was above the Tav out to Candias. And I just wish he could cross the ball at us better often. What a cross. Took it right in the corridor of uncertainty. That's for the cricketers. Everybody will know that's one of Jeffy's. Put it there. Defence have got to play it. The goal doesn't know where to come. And me, Morelos, 2 goals in 2 games. If you see it in the lobby, good goal against a big physical team. But it was the quality of the cross that done it for me.
I thought, I have to say, when you look at it again, the bravery of Morelos for getting in there, because he's actually against a full-back or a defender coming into his back and the goalkeeper coming into his side, i.e. coming out towards it. I thought it was very brave, and I was so pleased he got it. So pleased. Now, we can just watch it, you'll see what I'm meaning. See the guy coming in the back, pushing him, and the goalkeeper coming out on the other side, and he still got to the ball. Brilliant. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Really pleased for him.
But a great cross by Candias also.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, sorry, pal, sorry.
Yeah, it was cracking cross. It was one of those dangerous ones, mate, that just scare the life out of defence. And good fair play to Morelos, because he's got a wee bit of stick on here. Myself included, by the way, with his header abilities. But for him to get two headed goals in 2 games, mate, I'm very glad to see that. I thought the way he positioned himself, used his strength again, something similar to the goal he actually scored, and just a lovely wee header just to steer it into the back of the net. I think we've seen a wee bit of a different attitude in Morelos these last couple of games. I don't know if it's Gerard's been talking to him or what's happened, but he looks like a different player. He's got that bug again, and you see when he scored, mate, he was absolutely delighted. Even though it was a friendly, he was delighted to score a goal, and which is great to see, because we want everybody on here wants him to do well, especially because he's a Rangers player, so we want him scoring goals.
I mean, as fans, really, Bridge, you don't really care who scores the goals in some reflection, but when you're involved with a team, you really want your centre forwards to score the goals, because that's what they're there for, and to breed on confidence.
Oh yes, absolutely. And that the last 2 games, getting 2 goals, and it doesn't matter who he scores against, but put the ball in the net. It's and it can do nothing but give him confidence, because that was 2 tough games he had, no doubt about it. And he scored. I'm really happy for him. Really happy for him.
All right, so if people want to join us and give us their thoughts, what's the number, Bridgeman?
Number is 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us? Ulster. I forgot your name, big man.
Ulster. You can join us at rangersradio.online, and if you go in there, you'll see a wee Skype link somewhere on the page. I think it's at the top. If you just give it a wee click, Foxy will sort you out and get you on the show.
All right, talking about Fox, he's joined us. How we doing, Fox?
Evening, guys.
How we doing,
Hi,
mate?
Foxy.
How we doing, Bridge? Full stop. Oh.
Hello, Fox.
Give your thoughts, in particular on the first goal, Fox.
Aye, it was another wee combination. Tav drove into the middle of the park, slipped the ball wide to Candias, who put a superb ball in. And as the boys were saying, fair play. There's one thing about Morelos, he's brave. He got in there, got his head to the ball, and it ended up in the net. It was a good goal. I liked what you were saying about young Middleton. The fact that he gave away a penalty, shouldn't he actually take it away for his performance? To me, I think an experienced pro that he was up against getting into the box, he done the right thing, put his foot in front of young Middleton, and Middleton connected with it, made the referee give a penalty. He'll learn for that mistake, not to maybe dive in. If anything, he should have just slid along beside him, and if the ball hit off him, it was going out for a corner. He didn't have to tackle, if you know what I mean. It was that near the line anyway. But that's the thing that I think we're seeing for both sides of the park, Ox, is that those in the left and right wings have got to defend. And that young boy for 18 years of age, it's very easy to be very good going forward, but to have the energy, and he did play for the most of it. I think he played the full game. Never stopped working. Aye, never stopped working.
And shows glimpses of real quality, pulling the ball out the air, putting crosses in, corner for the second goal. Really pleased with him, mate, and I take my hat off to him, mate, if I'd one on.
The thing is, because he started well, the fans will be demanding more or less that he should play quite a lot. I think Gerrard knows how to handle younger players. He's already said that McCrory wasn't treated well, and how he was debuted in against Rangers, maybe too early, too many times. And I think he'll go easy with Middleton, take him in for a few games, drop him back out, sort of thing. Look after the young boy. He's 18 years old, you know.
Here we've been joined by our first caller evening. We've been joined by Gallant Pioneer. Evening, Gallant.
Evening, folks.
How we doing, mate?
Hi, Gallant.
Doing great, thank you. How are you?
All right, mate. How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty good, mate. Well, I wasn't well all weekend, but other than that, there.
How can it be pretty good if you're no well, Pioneer?
Because the Bears won.
Because we won.
To be fair, I've spoke to Fox. He's been ill on a Saturday morning, ill on a Sunday morning, but he said great nights Friday and Saturday. Fox, somebody just called me a gentleman in the lobby. PM me and called me a gentleman. What'd you make of that?
I'll bar him. Just give me his name.
No, he just couldn't spell Gallant Pioneer.
I've never been called that before, Fox.
Likely to later either, mate.
Gallant, what was your view in the game yesterday, mate? We've no heard for you.
First half was a bit nervy. I don't know what was going on about our pressing game and tackling. Well, we just weren't as aggressive as what we have shown in the last few games. But second half, big improvement. It's a big improvement for young Doherty. Doherty was really off the ball in the first half. In the second half, it looked like he completely different player. He was very aggressive in the tackle. His passing was going to a Rangers player. And I thought even that Wigan team, they were quite an aggressive team too. You know, they're predicted to do all right in the Championship next year, or this year, sorry. So it was a good test, and I think a good win.
We were talking about Middleton there. What did you make of him?
I don't like him. I don't think he's a great player at all. It's great. It's great we've got a player with pace. It's actually going at defenders. The boy he's fearless. He seems to be fearless. He's just direct, runs at defenders, gets the ball into the box, and we haven't had that in a while. You know, we've had these wide men that seem to like to pass the ball inside instead of taking the man on and getting the ball into the box. But it's great. It's great to see. Very great.
Can I just
a guy who's come in for a lot of criticism in the last few weeks? Well, maybe playing the wrong position. Candias, I thought he had a really good game.
Did play well, mate. Can I just let Butterbeam know we'll be in live over at Love Island about 5 to 10, so he doesn't miss the result. Is that all right with you, Bridge?
Love Island.
He's PM me and asked me, so we'll let him know as soon as we know the result. All right, Ulster, keep your eye on it.
I'll hear the shouting from upstairs. That's what all the girls are watching at the minute. So.
And Butterbean. He's glued to it.
I thought the kid in centre half yesterday had a bit of a nervy game, and I think Gerrard was decent to take him off when he did. Sort of maybe keep putting an arm around him and say, "Listen, don't worry about this one. There'll be plenty more for you." So there will, but yeah, I think that's maybe what sort of was the holding the midfield back, because of the sort of thought they felt that the defence wasn't as strong. I don't know, but that's
a fair point. I mean, the boy made a couple of rickets, but we've all put it down to nerves. Fox, young boy, big crowd, making his debut, knows he's playing, getting nervous, and then I think he started with a bad first touch, and then obviously the nerves kick in a wee bit. He done a couple of good things during the game, and got back into position well and worked hard. So he'll be better for that game, the young boy, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Can I come in on that?
On you go, mate.
I think you'll find that for chunks of the first 10, 15 minutes, They saw the young boy was nervous, and they put the ball right in there to where he was, and he kind of missed virtually every ball. It came down, he missed it, both on the ground and in the air. But the pass backs to him, he steadied it up, and he managed to give the ball to Golston, which is his out ball for him. And that's going to settle him a wee bit, even the goalkeeper. But he wasn't feared to go and look for the ball. He was wanting the ball from the keeper and things like that. So I'd take nothing away from the boy. I thought he played very well, did everything he could. He's young, very enthusiastic, and I'm sure he's got a future at Rangers. I'm sure of it. Big, tall boy, rangy fella. He just needs to get settled down. He shouldn't have been put into a back four in that sense, you know. I think because Tavernier went, when Tavernier goes up, it means he's got to do the two jobs. So once he gets a chance, you put him into your full strength back four. You're absolutely full strength back four. I thought
it was some Fox will come to you, mate. I thought it was some nice touches with Goldstein yesterday. I seen him encouraging the boy, helping him out, showed leadership qualities again, and a couple of times blocked for the boys. So, look, the young boy Bradley, he'll be back. He's just learning his trade, so I'm not want to dismiss him yet. But I thought that for me it was interesting, and I'm glad to see what Goldstein was doing.
Aye, well, he was just being a top pro looking after a young project, and he cajoled the young boy along, and as you rightfully said, big debut for him, played 45 minutes, so he's got the bug now. He'll be trying to fight to get into that first team, and it was also a smart move on behalf of the manager, mate, that he wasn't wanting to risk for two centre-halves to play most of the game. So he gave the young boy a chance, and I hope he's learned well for the experience. And once Katic and Goldston were on for the short time that they were together, eventually Goldston comes off. And I don't know, did McCrory then move back to centre half?
McCrory went back to centre half, aye.
Aye, so...
I think the game was done then.
Aye, well, anyway, it was a wee debut for the boy, and as I say, you learn for the experience.
I have to say, at that time you're speaking about when Goldston went off and Katic became the main centre-half, main central defender, and he saw him giving the orders and telling people to go do this and do that and guiding everybody. So I thought that was a tremendous touch as well from him. Whether in fact he was good enough overall to be able to do these things. But seriously, I thought it was well done for the boy. As Foxy said, as soon as Katic came on, those two have obviously struck up a wee bit of partnership. Goldston moved back to the right, Katic to the left a wee bit.
Hi, my girlfriend said I should call this number. She said...
We should left that one on, Fox. Carry on, Bridge.
I was going to say...
That was live for Love Island.
I was going to say that as far as I'm concerned, we need a Jake Cooper or somebody else in there beside Katic on the left-hand side, and you'll have a really good defence,
Was that a Glasgow number? How stupid. Gallant, Katic, couple of goals. All right, one was against Bury, but he scored a goal for a corner kick yesterday. The highlight for his performance, we're 3-0 up, and he's telling Big Sadiq to get back in the box to help him defend. Liked what I saw, Gallant. You with us, Gallant?
Yes, go ahead.
I liked what I saw for Katic getting the big boy back when we're 3-0 up to help defend.
Well, yeah, I like to see players doing that. We haven't had that for a wee while, a bit of communication between them all. And they seem to be defend from the front. And I think it's a great quality for a team to have. And even seeing Morelos the last couple of games defending, coming back and actually tackling midfielders. And as I said, if he doesn't even score Morelos and he's showing that effort, he'll get picked in the team, no problem, because he's doing that. See where he's acting lazy and he doesn't look like he's interested. You know, he'll not get too far. But see that attitude where he's showing at the moment, where he's just constantly on his tiptoes and he's constantly coming after players and showing it's a great attitude to have.
Aye, can I just apologise for everybody who heard Foxy's voicemail message? We've been joined by Wheels. Evening, Wheels.
Hi, Wheels.
How we do?
No laughing at you, Wheels. No laughing at you, obviously.
No, I know.
No yet.
Give it time.
Right, that's enough.
I'm sure I'll say something controversial.
Never.
No. So, having seen, obviously when you're there, you see things a bit differently than maybe you see highlights afterwards. That cross from Candace was beautiful, wasn't it? That was world class. I never seen it like that when I was actually at the game. Just what you're saying about Morelos there right now, I've always been of the opinion that a striker's job is to score goals, but that boy does a lot of stuff. Other than that, do you know what I mean? His hold-up play is excellent. He's in about it. He's tough. He's not afraid to. He's not afraid of getting hurt. That's what we need. We need people that aren't scared to go in for challenges and just throw themselves at the ball. We've not had that for a while. We've not had fight throughout the team, to be honest, and I'm glad.
Yeah, for shout, mate. But I'll tell you another thing. It pushes people on and changes their game. And I'll take this to Fox and Bridge. It's competition for places, because he'd have seen Bid Sadiq in training, mate, and he's got some assets to his game.
I think Big Sadiq still needs a few more games to get to match fitness myself. I don't know what you thought, Ox.
Yeah, it wasn't quite there, mate, but that stride, mate, when he shifted, it reminded me of Rudy Baird making his way to the buffet.
All right, Ox, how you doing?
I didn't even know you were there.
Did you know? You know what, Ox? You're probably right, though.
I didn't even know you were there, Rudy. Sorry.
Aye, I'm sure.
Carry on, Fox. Oops.
I don't know what we're doing with the front three. Morelos starting the season so well. I don't see where Sadiq comes into the game, mate. Are we going to drop Morelos for Sadiq in certain games, or
two up front at Ibrox, mate? Two through the middle when we
But that's no our style, mate. Unless one of them's going to go to the right hand side. Maybe Morelos, I don't know, to put Sadiq in the middle or vice versa. But I don't see us going two up front at this present time unless we change the formation. And the formation seems to be starting to have a good effect on the side. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with the two of them once Sadiq's fully fit,
Bridge, and then we'll go to Rudy, my mate Rudy.
I honestly believe that the manager's setting it up for Ibrox anyway. I think he's going to look for a 3-5-2, and anybody else will probably 4-3-3, quickly moving into a 4-4-2 or even a 4-5-1 if you follow. I mean, when needed. But seriously, I think that's what you're looking for, that extra defender to be able to push his players up with confidence and let the back three look after themselves, which they can do by the look of them. They're very good. The two guys are very good. Put someone in to complement them on the left hand side, and you've got a really, really good back three, and then your great goalkeeper behind them. You can't beat that. You just can't beat that. Now, obviously, your midfield need to be working in with that as well, and the two up front would be at the moment. I would suggest it'd be Sadiq and Morelos. They make a big formidable two.
Do you not think Bridge putting two up front weakens us on the wings? But
I'm just saying from a functionality perspective. I think what the manager's trying to get to is a kind of 3-5-2 for Ibrox, and wherever he sees the likes of young Middleton out in the left, and at the present moment we have to play a left back and a right back. You know what I mean? Maybe at Ibrox might not need to do that. They might just say, let's go. Put a wing back in, put Middleton in, and let him run there, and Murphy on the right, or Candace on the right. These kind of things. It could happen like that. We don't know, but you need to have solid midfield as well. Look after it. But if you get somebody who can cross the ball into the box from either side into the two guys, I'll tell you what, you'll score a lot of goals. Because those two, on form, those two score goals.
All right, Rudy, give your thoughts, mate.
Still think it was a really good second half against. It was a good workout for us, you know. I mean, they were a big, strong side. Wigan predicted to do fairly well in the Championship this season. So it was a good workout, you know. A lot of really good experienced pros in that Wigan side. First half, I think we weren't really at the races. I don't think in the first half, you know, there was a lot of misplaced passing going on. I felt a wee bit sorry for Doherty because he got his opportunity and then he just didn't look like it was things were just weren't coming off for him, you know. But like I said on the post-match show, I think sometimes you can want something too much and you can try too hard for it, and that's what, you know, what was happening with Doherty. But he certainly, you know, when he loosened up a wee bit, he certainly started coming into the game. And he done some really good stuff, I thought. But the standout for me in the weekend, as everybody has already said, the standout for me was the boy Middleton. 18-year-old, absolutely no fear whatsoever. Pace to burn, you know, goes by people like they're not even there. He's got a bit of trickery and he puts a beautiful cross into the box. You know, we haven't had that for such a long time, you know. And saying that, I thought Condense's cross into the box for Morelos' goal was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I think it's shaping up, and it's good now that we can talk about formations because we've got players. We've actually got players now to fill in, to play in different formations, you know. And the more I think about the 3-5-2 at Ibrox, I wasn't. Last year, I don't think we had the players for it. This year, I think it'll be different. And the more I hear Bridgman talking about the 3-5-2, the more I kind of like the idea of it. So I do, you know. But I thought it was a great run out, good result. You know, I mean, what more can you ask of the defence? Another clean sheet, you know, 3 goals.
Fair enough, mate. It's difficult. 3 goals, clean sheet against an experienced team, big physical, athletic team with a lot of guys that's been running the block a few times, you know.
Aye, yeah. Certainly others, you know, the players, you know.
Aye, we'd heard the best of their team, really, you know, at some point or another, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You know,
I thought that boy Jacobs was a cracker, Bridge. Missed that one. Gallant, then Wheels. That's the pre-season finished, so I maybe think we missed out in one game, but I'll tell you what, I think, again, I take my hat off to Mr. Gerrard and the backroom staff. What he done yesterday, the way he put players on and on, he seemed to get everything right. The balance was just a bit perfect and the fitness looked spot on to me. Got to give him 9 out of 10 for it, mate. 9 out of 10. Gallant.
He's played trumps up so far. I think from his days with Liverpool, and it wasn't really coming off for him. And he was trying different formations, and what he's sort of doing with us, and he ended up with a 3-5-2. So he did, and that's where he went on a great run, and they finished, I think it was 3rd or 4th in that reserve league, or under 18s or 19s, whatever it is. So he does mess about with formations, and you know, if something's not working, he's not scared to try something else. So you know, he's got a good track record of that. But I think we could have done with maybe another pre-season friendly, because there's boys there still haven't got match fitness, match sharpness. If we get an injury to Morelos, God forbid, we've got Sadiq there who's not going to be match fit, going to have to lead the line for us. But
you could be right. That's what I thought. Maybe last weekend we could have a game when we had maybe travelled for a game, had a bounce game, got a wee bit more. The fringe players get more in their legs. Anyway, talking about people there.
Closer to Thursday. I think I would be keeping the 2 centre halves away from a football field.
That'll be them. They'll be getting wrapped up in cotton wool. So it might be Morelos. The midfield will all be trying to kick each other to get the team.
Yeah.
When you see who was sitting in the stand yesterday, Ryan Jack, Rossiter, Graham Dorrans, all sitting in the stand. There's competition there. Anyway, talking about people who like to travel, we've been joined by the one and only Travel Rock. Evening, Travel.
Good evening, Ox. I'm very good. I was just thought I'd phone in and congratulate you on that Jacobs boy there. That was excellent. I'll give you the credit.
It was wasted, man. Wasted.
I could hear the tumbleweed blowing past there, but I got it, mate. I'm with you.
All right, thanks for your call, mate. We'll speak to you in a few weeks. All right.
See you later. Bye.
How we doing, mate? How was Nashville?
That was great, aye.
Good on you, mate.
I'm actually up at the airport. I'm back to work in the morning, so.
All right, okay.
Early flight in the morning, and they head to the airport tonight. So.
All right.
No rest for the good proddy boys, you know.
Aye, I know the feeling, mate. Have you seen much football, mate?
Yes, I
give us your thoughts.
I very good, very impressed. There's a team there, which is good to see. And I heard some of the show where I think somebody mentioned how it was good to see Morales battering in there to back up his mate. Another thing that I noticed on the match on Thursday night, I think I was away on holiday, but I seen the coverage and
stop bumming.
At the final whistle, I seen Alan McGregor running out and grabbing the boy Koulibaly, and you could see him saying to him about that tackle that he done just in the last few minutes, and that it's that attitude where there's a bit of fight in this team now. There's a bit of dig, and I'm
a bit of physicality as well.
But you know how much I've moaned about getting rolled over too easily by teams and being bullied by teams, and I'm getting a feeling that we're not going to get bullied anywhere. And there are some players that's getting weeded out, and I'll not be sad to see the back of some of them, but because I like to see people in there that's got a bit of backbone, a bit of fight, a bit of spirit, and a presence, particularly at home.
And the Lee Wallace posters you've got in the garage, mate, are you looking to still punt them?
Still got them.
You still looking to punt
them? Aye.
Is he going to go to Hearts?
I'm still not convinced about your mate. I'm wondering if this is going to be our weak link, because the two centres are beginning to look a bit of a job. I know Goldson's getting a lot of the credit, but Katic looks a player.
Keeps it simple, mate. Clears his lines.
Potential there. I know exactly. And he's a big unit. But good. And Candeas, it was quite good to see Candeas back in the position that he's most effective for me. I don't think he was so effective against the Croatians, but.
He's not an inside man, was he?
No, he's not. And but he was good there, and I thought Tavernier had a more reasonable game, whereas I thought he got exposed quite a bit against the Croatians. So maybe he just does need that bit of protection in front of him.
I mean, we've got to be really honest about it. James Tavernier's got some positives to his game. He can do some nice things going forward. He's not the worst tackler I've seen when he comes up against somebody. But he can get caught out of position and leaves himself exposed and makes the wrong decision in the fullback area. That's the flaws he's got in his game.
I think this could be a big season for him, because we've always said how he's struggled because he's not had decent centre halves there, or decent central defenders to back him up, or a decent defensive midfielder that can give him that coverage. But he's going to have that excuse now, because the players that our managers brought in seem to be plugging the holes that we've had worries about before, and I don't know if you're going to come on to some of the players that's left, particularly today even.
We're going to come in that.
So I know it's all very, very positive, and as I say, the most positive thing for me is that we seem to have a team
and a manager, mate. We've got a real manager.
Of course, it's not just a manager; it's the whole backroom staff, everybody seems to be working well together. And but no, there's something working right on the pitch just now, and I want to keep it going. I mean, it just appears to be this clean sheets that it seems to be becoming more precious to everybody, not just the players but the fans. I got a feeling that they were willing Big West to save that penalty yesterday, because it seems to be they're really protective of it. And if we can keep that record for the next few weeks, we'll have got off to a flyer in that season.
Travel up in the Copeland Drear, it was a huge sigh of relief, let me tell you, a big sigh of relief, and wow, West saved that was brilliant. And as Oxford reminded me earlier on, it was a double save, in fact. So,
but see, here's the difference. The difference is, Bridgeman, McGregor would have held it the first time.
A good point. McGregor's is outstanding at the moment. Outstanding.
I thought you were going to say Wallace would have got there and no played the penalty.
Wallace would have got there and put it past.
I think I got folks to drop you for the call.
I'm not having this constant attacks on my favourite player, Tav, by the way. I'm just not having that. By the way, when he gets caught out of positions, it's other people no covering for him. Tav's the most all-round best player we've got, and I wish people would stop having a go at him. There's plenty of players in our team who have faults, but a lot of people just pick on Tav. I think he's one of our best assets in the team. Stephen Gerrard's no mug, and he plays him. So he's got the option there of putting Flanagan there if he doesn't rate Tav. But sure as heck, he made him captain and he's holding on to his place.
I tell you what, right, if I make him in there, Rocks.
No.
Steve.
That was it.
No.
That was aimed at Travel, Rock, so let him come in and then you can come in.
I'm feeling chastised here. I'm just going to sit in the corner quietly.
And put that hat on with a point on it.
It's not that. He sticks up for Lee Wallace, who's got the same faults as Tav. It's absolutely ridiculous, you know.
On you come, Wheels.
Well, Fox, do you know what? I'm going to back you up here, mate, because nobody else seems to be. Stevie must see something in Tav, and that's why he's gave him the armband. He must see something in him that is going to lead the team forward. He trusts him, and for me, Tav did have a much better game yesterday. I was quite happy with him yesterday. I've no worries about him. He's has off moments in defence, but it's
Gary, listen back to the show on Thursday night after the match and see what you said about Tav.
I know, but that was that one particular match, right? That I wasn't happy with him the other night, but every player had off.
Gary, what I was saying is that Gary,
he was trying to wind me up, Wheels. He was trying to wind me up.
But also, the point I was making is that Tav is a better player when he's got Candias in front of him.
That's a fair comment. That's a fair comment. Right, we're going to go down the panel. Obviously, with a lot of stuff happening today, but look, we've got a game coming up on Thursday. We're going to assume that everybody's fit for this question. It's only a bit of fun. And I'm going to go to the guy who's been spot on the money the last couple of games with his formations and setup.
Thanks for it.
Gallant pioneer first. We'll do it in order. Who's the brightest? Travel, you'll be last. Pick your team for Thursday night's game. Considering it's a home tie in Europe, we're looking to get through. What's your team on Thursday night? Everybody's fit, Gallant.
I think he's definitely going to go to 4-3-3 at home. And as I say, what happened the last time where he brings it back into a 4-5-1 when we're defending. I think he recognises that they're very strong down the left hand side there. I think with the relationship that Tav has with Candias, I think Candias has really put himself into the mix for a definite start. The only thing is, out on the left, he's got a real problem on his hands between Middleton and young Kent.
And Murphy as well.
I don't know about Murphy. So I thought yesterday when he came on, he was a bit off the ball, but he seems to like him, doesn't he?
Well, Murphy. That might be the Joe. He's got to fight for his place like everybody else, mate.
Yeah.
Right, so your back fours as I've Flanagan left back.
I think the back
two
four
centre
sort of
backs. Yeah,
all the
that picks itself. Right, midfield,
Yeah,
mate.
it's going to be.
Everybody's fit just for the point of argument's sake.
Well, it's just going to be the same as what it was the other night. So it was.
All right, okay. No room for Arfield for you.
Oh, I forgot about Arfield. Oh. Arfield will have to come in. So it's his industry and his. I thought he looked really well yesterday, actually, for coming back from injury.
All right, so Koulibaly, Arfield, and who else in there?
Ryan Jack.
Ryan Jack, okay.
Yeah.
Candace on the right. Going in, you need to plunk for one on the left.
I would love to see young Middleton.
Start with Morales through the middle. Okay, that's fair enough, mate. Bridgeman.
Well, I'm along those similar lines. I'd be saying McGregor, Tavernier, Coulson.
Would it all be, we all accept the back four will be the back four, so we'll move to the midfield up. Yeah. All right, everybody agrees in the back four.
I'm Koulibaly, Arfield, and I'm split between Jack and McCrory right at this moment in time. Either of those two would do me fine. And the right wing, I'd go for Candias. Through the middle, Morelos, and left wing, Murphy.
All right, Big Ulster. Then we'll go to Wheels. Then Rudy.
Midfield, I think we'll probably Koulibaly will start. Artfield, if he's fit, will start. Ryan Jack or Kathira, not too sure which one of them two, to be honest. Probably, I think he may be firing Ryan Jack again. We'll wait and see, obviously. Morel is obviously up front. I'd put Candias out wide because I think he's the best we have on the right at the minute when he's actually playing that position as a wide right. And at left, I'll go for Kent. I think Kent will play. I think he's probably give Graham Middleton the full 90 minutes because he'll probably not feature as a starter on the game here on Thursday night.
All right, Rudy.
Back four, goalies speak for themselves, obviously. Pick themselves. Koulibaly, Arfield, and Jack. In midfield, Candace on the right, Morelos through the middle. Oh, I don't know. See this left side of the park. I think I'd probably go with Middleton, young Middleton. But to have Ryan Kent and Jamie Murphy on the bench is great, So I'll go with Middleton. I think the boys done enough to get a jersey on Thursday.
All right, Wheels.
I'm going with Koulibaly, Arfield, and McCrory in the midfield, and I'm going Candace, Morelos, and Middleton.
All right, Ulster.
I've already said mine, mate.
Sorry, Fox.
Arfield, Ejaria, and Koulibaly will be my three in the middle. And I think the front three will be Candias, Jamie Murphy, and Morelos up front.
Travel Rock, I can't believe nobody's Gene Hodgson again. I don't think he put a foot bang yesterday.
Or more interestingly, there's no been a mention of Windass, and do you know something that gives me a lovely feeling inside?
Well, you being a sailor, that doesn't take a lot.
I would be the same with the Koulibaly and Arfield, probably Ryan Jack, and then up front it's Murphy, Candace, and Alfredo. Bearing in mind we are leading, we just need to contain them and hopefully steal something. That midfield I've said, Arfield, Jack, and maybe not the most creative, is it, that midfield, but do we really need to create something? We just need to kill them off, don't we? Kill them in the middle of the park, and then also maybe just try and sneak a goal, and then that's the type put to bed.
I think the back four, as everybody says, will pick themselves, and it's really good that we're talking about different players in midfield. Big Ajir might come into the manager's plan, but if everybody does fit, and Arfield's going to get through 90 minutes, and I think he will play. Koulibaly looks as if he's going to be a starter for us. Bridgeman with his physicality. and then you've got one another. So what a problem we have.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think I would go with Ryan Jack, even though I didn't think he was great last week. Sometimes in possession, but he'll be better for the games, and I think he might start the 4 on Sunday as well if he keeps getting the team.
Aye, I think
and then
so.
I'm with Bridgman. I think Murphy will play. I love the boy. I love the boy Middleton yesterday. I love his attitude. I love his. I hope the boy gets more and more game time. But I think Murphy will start. Kendia's done enough yesterday. Murphy might. You don't know with Gerrard. He might still play Murphy out on the right, and then he's got room for Kent or Middleton on the left. But I think Morelos is a certainty start. And if we need a goal, we'll get Big Sadiq to come on and get them for us.
Ox, can I ask you something? See, as far as Murphy's concerned, do you think he's actually done enough to get that jersey though?
He's not been doing great, mate. He's not exactly set the header on fire. He started okay. He got the goal against who was it against? He got the goal at home in the first European tie. He done all right. He done all right, and then but since the last couple of performances, he's not been great. But again, it's pre-season. Well, I know it's been European ties, but it's still pre-season, so I don't want to.
I suppose
I don't want to punt Jamie Murphy the snow, you know.
No, I think the one thing he's got gone for him is the fact he's experience over the other two boys, over Ryan Kent and Middleton, isn't it? You know, so the possibility is it, you know, Steven Gerrard will think of that, you know, as he's picked his team. I just think the boy Middleton, I don't think he's got any fear, Ox. I think that's why I'd play him on the left, just see how the boy.
I read an article just, I think it was last night, sometime. You'll not remember this, Rudy, but, and I'm not being facetious when I say this, Bridge might, even then he might struggle, but my old man loved Alex Scott, but Rangers wanted Alex Scott when
Henderson
they realised that Willie Henderson was a better player in their opinion at the time, and he was only a young man, so...
Yeah, but they didn't punt him right away, Ox.
No, I know that.
He moved from the right wing to the left wing. And Henderson and Alex Scott were both wingers for the international team, and then they sold him to Everton.
Rudy, you know, you read my mind, mate, because I was going to come in and say, you know, for me, Murphy might just be on the verge of dropping out for a while. It just doesn't set it alight for me. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I said last week, Wheels, that I don't know. I'm still not absolutely convinced with Jamie Murphy. I think he's a right-fitted player. He plays in the left, and he tends to come in as much. You know, you can see him looking to always come in to his right all the time. Whereas the thing I like about Middleton, and I liked Ryan Kent as well last week, you know, did very direct, bit of pace, you know, he'd be an absolute nightmare when he's fully match fit for defenders. But the thing I like about Middleton is he's willing to take the player on, going outside if he has to get by the player to get to the byline and work the ball in. Jamie Murphy very rarely does that for me, you know.
No on the left, mate. No on the left, he doesn't.
Yeah.
I know Middleton's young, right, but do you know who he reminds me of? I don't know if you will agree with this, but he reminds me of Lovenkrands.
Don't see
In what way? In what way?
Just the way that he does run at people and the way he gets by them. He does, for me, have very similar, you know, style of play in that sense for me.
See, I take on board these. If we'd only drawn nothing each out there, and we're still needing to chase the game and get a goal type thing, I could take it what you're saying about putting the offensive player of Middleton in there, but I think we just need to kill the game and just try and sniff out a chance. They're going to have to come out. They're going to have to come out and try and get a goal. So the experience of Murphy, I think, will be a better option. And fair enough, if they score and probably tie equal again, then you've got options where you bring on your Middleton or a Jaria or Ryan Kent. But just now, I think we want to silence him and just put them out a wee bit, and that's where I think having the experienced players will do that.
I think that way lies disaster, to be honest with you, Travel. I think if you're going to try and play just to contain them, You know, because I think they've got enough quality to you know.
You lose a goal in the last 20 minutes, you
in
don't know what to do, and then they get a deflected effort in the last minute. I think you're going to go out and try and win the game, Travel. I'm going to be honest with you, mate.
Yeah.
I think you can't go out and play just to play out enough neat straw. You can keep it tight the longer the game goes, but you've got to try and win the game, because if the players don't go forward, you'll always be defending.
Ox, yeah.
Yes, mate.
Tactically speaking, if you were the opposition's manager and you're coming to Rangers and you know you need to score at least to get going, would you come out well guns blazing from the start?
No.
So how would you play then?
You only have to score one goal to get a tie into extra time, mate.
Yeah, but how would you start the game? Would you start the game on the front foot or going defensive?
If I was the opposition manager,
yes,
I would make sure I never lost a goal in the first 20 minutes.
That's what I thought you would say. So that allows Rangers to go up, and the particular midfield to go in that front foot, and the defence to stay where they should be, without going too crazy. And that's when you might get a goal, because they will most assuredly defend, I would suggest, for the first 10 minutes. However, if they don't and they come out and step up, then our midfield better be ready for the battle, because it's going to be a battle in midfield, and that's 100% sure.
And it's set up for an interesting tie. I don't think it's done, Travel Rug.
No, neither they are. But I don't want to be going out there and try to be gung-ho and trying to put on a show. I want to be tight. I want them to be compact. I want them to hold the ball. I want them to play a possession game and frustrate them a wee bit. And whether that takes the first 15, 20 minutes and takes the sting out of the game, that'll do me fine. But I think we've got players there, and particularly with the work that you get after the wee striker, I think we're going to get chances, and we just needs to take one of them. But I don't want to be going out there and maybe just being a wee bit defensively weak, just because we want to have wingers there. Whereas I think Jamie Murphy's just a wee bit more more steady. And I know what you're saying. The wee boy Middleton looks great, and he gets the ball and he puts in smashing crosses. But I don't really want to. I want to see that on Sunday. No, I'm not particularly want to see that on Thursday night.
I don't think Middleton will start on Thursday, and it's nothing to do with his performance yesterday. Anyway, talking about Thursday nights, again, if anybody's still looking to get along and get a ticket, they better get in quick. There's only dozens left now. And I mean literally dozens left all over the ground. Club deck, a few in the club deck, scattered about, a few in the back of the Broom Lawn.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Coleman Road sold out, Govan stand sold out, main stand front sold out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, early day, Ox, and he's late afternoon. He said he was over at Ibrox, and there's only single seats and restricted view left.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's going to be fantastic. Ibrox is going to be lit up. Ibrox is going to be lit up on Thursday night. Absolutely lit up. Fantastic. Just fantastic.
Right. If anybody wants to still think they go on that website quick, and Rudy's right, there's no pairs, there's very seldom pairs of tickets left now, Rudy, when they go on sale, but there's the club deck in the back of the Broom Lawn, that's where the majority of tickets left.
How does the cash split take place?
Your home tie's yours, mate.
Oh, right. Oh, jeez, that's fantastic.
Yeah, beauty. I think again, the fans need to be applauded. Once again, they've stepped up. And after the carry on that's happened today, I think it's becoming even more important that we qualify and get at least another one, maybe two European ties to try and put some money into the coffers.
Well,
maybe we'll speak about that after the sing song.
I told a lie there. There's 8 seats left in the court one. There's one in the middle with 8 seats round about it still for sale. They seem to be for sale for every game. I don't know.
Can I just say Yorks, to give us a wee indication of how decent this team is? They came for 1-0 down against Hajduk Split at the weekend there and beat them 4-1. Their new Brazilian defender scoring twice in that game, so I think we'll need to be on our toes.
We need our midfield, Foxy. The midfield need to be really strong when the defensive part of the game. They've got to be
Game's
able to
not
hold
done.
them.
Anyway, we've
Yeah.
reached that time of the evening. Get yourself on mute and Fox will give us a tune. First, Fox. Are we all back, gentlemen?
Yeah,
we are indeed.
Yep.
Yep, I'm here. Can't wait. Getting excited now.
Did we have a caller that came and went there? Did I miss a caller, Fox?
Wheels has just come in.
No, there's a caller. I wonder if we missed him. Fox will get him back on. All right, Big Ulster's got something he wants to ask before we move on.
Yes, before we move on to bigger issues, probably. Disappointed on the Glasgow City Council denying us the fan zone, because I was getting really excited about that, to be honest, because we've got young birds that come with us, and it's the same thing as the issues had like for me even when I was a young bird coming over. There's nowhere for us to go, for the young ones to go. The bars don't want the young ones in because they're taking up spaces of drinkers, which is fair enough on match day. And I thought this fan zone was going to be a cracking idea. I told the young nephew about it. I've done a lot of reading up about it. He's like, look, this is a place for us to go now at the start of games, hopefully if this is a success. So instead of being bored before the game, because we obviously arrived so early in the morning, and I thought it was going to be something amazing, to be honest, and I'm so disappointed that it's now been taken away from us, and I'd just like to know your guys, what do you think on it? What's your points on it? But I'm bitterly disappointed, to be honest.
All right, Bridgeman.
Well, we spoke about it a wee bit the other night there. I think it's scandalous the way these councillors, the local councillors that is, are using Rangers as some sort of, again, to beat them with. Rangers put a plan forward to do this and that. And next thing, when there's a home games at Ibrox, and they're saying there would normally be games on in that pitch. I'm sorry, I don't think there's ever been a game on there while the Rangers have been playing. So I just can't see what they're complaining about, and it would bring money into the community for sure. All the people running about there, absolutely wonderful. Can't believe it. I just cannot believe that they're doing it. But I think, if my memory serves me right, it's an SNP councillor and his brother's an SNP MSP named Dornan. So there you go. Right. Stephen Dornan, I think it is, and Dornan. James Dornan's MSP. Really and truly, the family they're known for it. It's just nothing to do with anything to do with finance in the area or looking after the area or anything. It's just to smart Rangers. It's
hatred.
Indeed. That's what I think. Anybody else?
Fox, you were looking forward to it as well, mate.
I am hugely disappointed in it. I think we might be taking up the wrong idea here. I don't think it had to do with MPs or councillors. This was done by the local community.
Yeah, and, community council. The community council.
Aye, but I think it's just normal people that's on the community council.
Yeah, but one of them, the councillor in the local council is Stephen Dornan, who's the brother of the MSP, James Dornan.
Well, the way I read it, I thought that actually he was just reporting on the findings, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, it's a thing that I think most people were looking forward to. It's a shame. It's up to Rangers to go to this community council and speak to them and get it done. If they can't do it, I think they should flatten that Edmondson house and build us a real fan zone. That's what I think they should do.
100%.
And as for the councils, it's the councils, mate, that take the goalposts out of football parks during the summer when kids could be playing on them. It's them that overcharge them for the rent of a pitch to play on. So the Glasgow City Council itself have a lot of things to look up to themselves and answer questions on why they're doing this to kids, making it practically impossible for small clubs to raise funds to hire parts. So they want to get their finger out and sort it out.
Here.
Wheels.
For me, it's see, when I'm going to the games, for example, right, I literally just get dropped off, go into the stadium, come back out at the end of the game, go home. Do you know what I mean? For people like myself, it would be great to, give a chance to meet new people and, build some atmosphere before the game and all that.
I understand, mate.
It is, but it's just pure hatred against our club. Do you know what I mean? It's I'd love to know, because Fox said there, I think it was the community that voted on it, and I'd love to know the reasons behind it. But that's probably something we'll never find out. And much like Bridge said as well, I've never seen kids playing there on a game day. Never ever. So it's it's very disappointing because it's something that I certainly would have enjoyed.
All right, Rudy.
Very disappointed, mate, but I'm not surprised, in all honesty. If it's no parking restrictions they're banging on about, that's new, they're knocking this back, Seems to be if you come for the East End, you can do exactly as you please, and they'll chuck money at you to do it as well, But if it's Rangers, it's a different story, it's a problem. What a load of garbage to talk about kids playing football during a game day. It's like Gary's just said there. Any time I've ever been there, I've never, ever, once, ever seen kids playing there when they own a game day. It's rubbish. They've hung their hat on that as an excuse. They've used it as a feeble excuse. They know it's feeble, but it's probably about the only thing that they could use.
What about this, Rudy? What about this?
That's what
if that is the case, we would put 4 coaches on, plus the 2 teams to Murray Park. Let them use that on the Saturday afternoon. A state of the art. Pitch, and we'll give them it free for charge. We'll pay for the buses for them and their families.
No chance. No chance. Give them nothing.
I never said the council. I said the teams, nothing. Mate.
If there is,
if there is such a teams, that's my point. These fictitious teams who want to play there on a Saturday afternoon.
But it's nothing to do with kids' football, Ox. We know that. We know it's got nothing to do with that, That's just something they've hung their hat on just to deny this, It wouldn't make any difference. If it wasn't kids' football, it'd be some other woeful excuse that they would use, For me, along the same lines as the park restrictions and all that, it's all about, it's about us. It's about us as fans, It's about having a go at us, stopping us for doing something that could benefit us as a group of fans. That's what it's truly all about. As I says, they chuck money, Glasgow City Council and everybody else, all these other charity bodies, chuck money left, right and centre at the East End. But as soon as Rangers come up with something, it's a problem. It's all about hatred. That's what it's about, really.
Travel Rock.
Right. Fox, I'm sorry, mate. I'm going to have to go against you again here. I know you're Taverniers fanboy, but this here is nothing to do. It's hatred. They are just trying to deny and trying to make it difficult for Rangers supporters. It all started with these parking restrictions. See, I had stuff on yesterday. I couldn't make it to the game, and it made it difficult because I knew I was going to have stuff today that I wouldn't be able to get the supporters bus. So I was thinking, right, I can maybe drive up. Oh, shit, where am I going to park? Oh, they've got all these parking restrictions. Anyway, I paid for it through Rangers TV and I watched the game. But I didn't actually go to the game because I thought it was going to be a hindrance. That's them one. And I was raging with myself that I didn't go to the game. but I knew that I was going to have a right pain just to get parked near the Grun. So that's things like that. It's wee stupid things like that that's going to make it difficult, and they're trying to make it difficult for Rangers supporters to go along and support our team. The fan zone thing, my wee boy would love something like that. I'm trying to encourage him to come along to the football with me. It's hard. See, when you're going in the middle of winter and it's a right miserable day and it's pissing down. Even though we would go to that fan zone, and there would be two wains standing there, drook it wet. You know, their feathers standing on the top of them with an umbrella. We're trying to do something to encourage people and trying to encourage kids to come along to the game, and here they're denying it. The only people that I've seen using that park is ourselves. Rangers doing their soccer schools there. Do you know what? Stop giving them the money. Go and do the soccer school out at Mulgai if that's what we need to do. Go to York and Howie and do it. Do not hire that park off them. I'm sorry. I know that govern in that area means such a lot to us Rangers supporters. But see, if they're going to treat us like that and that council's going to treat us like that, then we need to just stop playing the community game with them. Roundabout Ibrox is an absolute disgrace. There is no money getting spent out there. There is no development in that area. It's a midden. The walk up to the ground, if it wasn't for looking in that stadium, you'd be tripping over dog shite, you'd be standing in broken glass. It's the only good thing that's gone in that area of the city at the moment is our beautiful stadium. And we are not getting any support for Glasgow City Council and that horrible political party which is driving division into this country, and we are suffering for it. See, the longer we keep voting these people in, my conscience is clear, but the longer we keep voting them in, the more we're going to suffer for it. And Rangers supporters need to see past this, and we need to start using their vote.
And how did you disagree with me? I never said I didn't disagree with it.
No, what you'd said, it wasn't the boy Dornan, or it was the local community. For me, there was a few of them there that's getting their nebs involved and taking on board what some of the other boys are saying. See if it's the other side of the city, they're getting all sorts of shillings thrown at them.
Maybe we should take it to a local MSP, mate.
Nice one. If you can find her. She lives in a big...
No, again, we'll maybe come back onto it, but this is where I'm looking for our board, who are under serious pressure after the day. But our board need to start doing something, and they need to start getting the fans on their side. They made some ground. They've made some decent decisions. Today has set us back greatly. I'm wondering what we've got there that's running our club. But we need to see them coming out and making some sort of stand. And as I said, I'd quite happily start removing any revenue we're putting towards that local area.
He also, if my memory serves me right, the Rangers also applied for an additional drinks licence to cover, I think, maybe.
And they did get a licence for.
They applied, but apparently that's been revoked now.
Aye, but the whole thing's been revoked.
No, I'm saying that the licence was revoked.
The licence was part of the fan zone.
I'm saying that, but they okayed the licence initially, but then Rangers expected something about 2,500 or something. Expected that to go up to 7,000, and they thought, no, you're not getting that because you're going to take away business. Right?
I think the first few games was pilot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
they expected it to go up to 7,000.
Yes, exactly. But it was this Glasgow Live who are the managers of that field. Yeah. Yes.
Nah, that's just not right what they're doing, in my opinion. Just not right. And I take what Foxy said was right. Either knock that down and rebuild, whatever, or indeed get in there, if we've got the money, that is. So as soon as we get the money, which I doubt very much is going to happen this season, but as soon as we can, we should start to look after Rangers and build the clubs or whatever we're going to build. Edmiston House, get the licence for that and get started on it. Because you need to make it part of Ibrox, otherwise you might not get a licence. You know what I mean?
Gallant Pioneer.
I don't really know where to start. I know me and the big lad would know about over here the exact same thing as from the opposition. They're just trying to squeeze us out in any way they can. They're just trying to make every single little thing just to nag away at us, and they're just waiting for something to explode so they've got an excuse to hit us with it. It's just a disgrace how they're able to get away with it. it's beyond me. And then
would you be saying to the Scottish Rangers supporters, be careful who you vote for? Is that what you're saying?
100%.
All right, I hear your message. I'm with Travel Rug. My conscience would be clear.
Ox, no, just on that, and it's funnily enough what Gallant's saying there, but just wee simple things that they drop in. Today there was a tweet by Evening Times about the SFA.
Just leave that one. Right.
No, it's
just leave it, mate. Just leave it, mate.
Okay.
All right. Ulster, do you want to come back in, mate? You want to ask the question?
Yeah, no, I get everyone's point. You know what the problem is? It's the same as say the wee nephew's busting the goal. But the problem is what you're doing is you finally get a place that you can get him in. Same as myself when I was a wee nipper. And you're basically told, right, sit in the corner. Don't make yourself look too obvious that you're about. If a bar does let you in, keep yourself out of the road. There's a packet of crisps, there's a can of Coke, and then you're sitting there for 4 hours and they're bored to death. However, I would have thought this would have been a fantastic idea, and I have no doubt in my mind if any other club in Scotland had put this initiative forward, it would have been welcomed in the papers. It would have been a brilliant idea for the support. What a cracking idea to bring young ones into Scottish football, etc., etc. And unfortunately, with it being Rangers, it's been turned down. And it just saddens me, to be honest.
Ulster, the Vagrants have got their fan zone agreed, so don't worry about it. They're getting they're going to be the vanguard for this now. They're going to be the leaders with this. That's them.
Yeah. Oh well, it's just one of those things. Hopefully things change. But as you know yourselves, if you lived across the corner, it's handy because you can bring the wee one, as you say, and you just go into the game if you want. But you can't do that when you're there from such early in the morning.
When I was over there on holiday, I went to a baseball match. It was like a minor league. I suppose it's like first division, second division type. But they had a fan zone, and there was hundreds of lanes there, and there was putting greens, there was slides, there was all different wee games for them to go and play. There was basketball hoops for them to go and have an arse about on. There was all the characters, which would be your proxy bears and all the rest of it. They were all out carrying on playing with the Wains. We went there 2 hours before the match started, and I'm sitting there with a beer, and the wife's sitting there, and it
was free.
Of course it was free. The drink wasn't free. That was dear. But there, you don't mind paying it because it's a nice, relaxed atmosphere, and the wee man's away having fun. He's having a pelt about. I didn't need to be with him. He was away playing all the games and all that. You know what I mean? And then the baseball starts, and even during that, there's entertainment for the Wains. And we're missing such a trick there. Where kids are looking for. It's different for your generation, Ox, which was before my generation. But we were trying to. We would be happy to go and watch the football, but Wains are wanting more out it now. They're not just want to go and sit there and, as William Ulster says, stick a can of Coke in their mouth and a pie, and that's it. Wains are looking for more out of these things. They're looking for interactive experience. They're looking for. We're going to get held back purely because of hatred and bigotry, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, imagine Rudy Wains no liking pies. Carry on, Fox.
I'm just saying, if you own the land yourself, you don't have these problems. I think the Tims have been smart enough to buy the land that used to be the All Iron Brew Factory, and that's where their fan zone's going to be. The council did the council. I don't know, mate, but I do think they own the land now. The thing is, Glasgow City Council mucked us up, mate, by building the houses there. That was the land that Rangers could have had some extension with any sort of thing like a fan zone, etc. But they built houses there. There was loads of room to build the houses anywhere else in Govan.
That was
loads. It's deliberate. It was deliberately done, mate. That's where I would say you've got a gripe with the council. But as for moaning about the SNP and local councillors, I don't like politics. But unless people who were in faith or whatever you want, anyway you think, mate, start standing for election, that'll never change.
All right, fair enough. I didn't realise that would go so hot, that one, Ulster.
Oh, aye. Well, it affects people, mate. And True Blues, right. True Blues, I'll just quickly, before just end this one, the True Blues correct. Young ones now want to play the games, they want to play the places. So if you're bringing a child to the game and just to the game, or you're, trying to bring him over, they're sort of going, But if you had a good fan zone there with a crack going and different games and all, it gives them something to get excited about. And obviously other young birds and their mates would meet up and it'd be brilliant. And the fathers could sit and have a wee pint and watch over the kids and everyone's having a good crack. Unfortunately, at the minute, that doesn't look like it's going to happen. And it's as if some people out there don't want us to have a good future and have young ones and interested in the club.
What about the back of the Govan? I know it's on a bit of slope and that, but could we know to turn that in? Sewer Grun. It's a big space. There's no cap parking on match days.
Yeah, it'd be good to see if hopefully the club have something in mind. It would be great, to be honest.
All right, okay. All right, so how do I put this? Every time we think we've turned a corner, something else seems to come up and just take us back. I wouldn't say back to where we started, but obviously we've had a disappointing result. Didn't even make court. Give us your thoughts on what happened today with Sports Direct. Bridgman.
Well, I believe that the judge was supposed to sit and shall we say, look over whatever it was and come back with a judgment as to whether, in fact, the shall we say, our version of the contract would be valid or whether Sports Direct's version of it. And we were hoping that they would just scrap Sports Direct and let us go on with our life and go with JD Sports and everyone flying in the sunshine, or the sunlight. But unfortunately, they've decided against it. And both parties, Sports Direct and Rangers must have realised the folly of their ways and must have realised that there's just no way out of this. So let's sit down again. So they've got the court's permission to do what they need to do and renegotiate a contract with Sports Direct, and hopefully they come out with something that is watertight for Rangers and not for Sports Direct, and that gets away with any other than the nonsensical contract and the conditions that were there within it. So let's make sure what we come away with this time, we come away with something that's real. Apart from the financial side of it, the conditions of the contract should not be the same as what we've just fought through the courts for. Just get rid of it. We need to renegotiate for that.
I don't know how we go to this contract that they're always going to be having to make an offer.
That's what I'm saying. We need to get rid of that. That's got
I don't know. Sorry. They're not going to gear that up, are they, Fox?
Sorry,
Fox.
God, it's just an absolute nightmare of a situation we've got ourselves into. I think the board have made a bit of a balls up in this case. I think there's been mistakes made, and once again we've got to pay for our mistakes. Me personally, I just want to see Rangers strips out and about in public. I know this will not go doing well with a lot of people, but if the deal is with Sports Direct and it's a better deal than we had before, I'll be buying a strip. And I think I should say that everybody, if you want to help this club of yours, don't make it an excuse because Sports Direct are selling them that you'll not buy them.
All right, interesting thoughts there, Fox. I mean, the devil's in the detail, and we've not had a statement for the club, but my understanding is that the two parties are still locked in talks, Trevor. So the devil's always in the detail. But what's your initial thoughts? And then Rudy.
I think it's quite embarrassing for the board, our club, that first of all they told us they managed to get themselves out the contract with Sports Direct, but then later on when they had to publish the financials, we've seen how much money they paid to get us out of that, and then everybody thought that was the shackles had been cleared and we were clear, we were free, and then this one comes back to get us. Now, I get the feeling that that type of contract's not an unusual thing, but you would think that, considering how much we've been hamstrung by this company and this these deals, you'd think we would be clever enough to make sure that the contract was completely tight and we weren't going to be caught out and hammered again. Now, I find it hard to be too critical of Mike Ashley and Sports Direct, because ultimately they're there to make money. They're there to increase and improve the revenue that's coming through their company. And if they're dealing with amateurs and naive people, then the capitalist thinks that, you know what, I'm just going to make money whilst they're happy to give me it. So
do you recognise that somebody for your side's made a mistake, mate?
Absolutely, 100%. There are people in our club who have not earned their wages over the last few months, and there's one man in particular where I remember when we were at the AGM, I was shocked to see how much of a bonus he got. And if that man gets any kind of bonus, because ultimately the person that's at the top of the tree, now I'm not bringing Dave King into it because he's the figurehead, but the man that's supposed to run the club, Stuart Robertson, for what's happened today, no just with Sports Direct but with the player who's walked away, I would believe that we've probably just shifted £2 million today. And do you know that's half of the Copeland Road standing season tickets to pay that? That's £2 million that could be spent on a decent player, a decent centre or a striker or whatever we're looking for. That's a hell of a lot of money.
But the Cardozo one, mate, if it's a mutually accepted deal, we've most likely saved money because he's got to sit there for 2 years and pick wages up.
But we paid 1.2 million for him.
Aye. But I'm talking about his wages.
Yes, fair enough. But he's not walked away for nothing. He's probably had a nice wee. He's had a fill up to get him away.
Let's just say he was on 10 grand a week. Now I'll plot that out of the sky, right?
Aye.
2 years left in his deal is going to cost us $1 million. He's most likely walked away with half of that.
But still.
The thing about it is, if you're running Rangers and the manager's telling you he's no getting a game, he's nowhere near it, you most likely say, right, we'll give you that $500,000, you away and get your club, and we'll pay you that over the next 2 years.
He's approved that deal last year because this was pre-Mark Allen.
I can't blame him for a footballing decision. What I can blame him for, if it is him,
he is the chief executive, managing director, whatever position name you want to give him.
If you're backing the manager, as much as I didn't think Pedro should have got the job, they backed the manager, and Cardozo just happened to be one of the casualties.
But this man came for football. He was with another football club. He's what I'm saying to you, Ox, and fair enough, you may say that he shouldn't be getting the blame for football decisions. He is the person that's in charge of the company. He's in charge of the organisation.
Ultimately signs everything off.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're telling me that you're happy to ship the guts of £2 million out the door on a Monday morning just before the season starts, prior to as I said, this now puts extra pressure on that we need to get another few games in Europe to try and recover some of the money that we've just poured down the drain today.
The usual thing in football is it's usually about 50% if you find yourself in our club, mate.
Okay, so we'll get back to the Sports Direct thing.
I don't think the two things are linked, mate. Or personally.
But he is responsible. That's all I'm saying to you. He got £250,000 of bonus last year, Ox.
Well, you're only supposed to get it back to put it towards the court case.
See if I go to the AGM next year and I find out he's got any kind of bonus. I mean, I'm actually wondering whether he should even be in the job by that time, because these are major, serious mistakes. These are serious mistakes.
Travel, can I come in on that? I said last year, and I'll say it again this year, the man will get another AGM out of it, and then I think he'll be quietly set aside, because he's not a football, not from a Rangers perspective anyway, he's not a football executive. He just isn't. He's a nice guy, he's an administrator, and he should just be there to go and attend the meetings at the SFA or something like that, to sit on these boards and discuss things there. He cannot run the club. I'm sorry. He's not that type of person. In my mind, Rangers are far too big, far too much going on all round it, far too important a club for Mr. Robertson to run it. And that's my honest opinion. I don't want to denigrate the guy too much. I just don't see him being any good at all at the club.
All right, just remember, you two. Remember, there's another 6 people sitting there.
Oh, yes,
you want to speak. Yeah, there are 6 people. Pass the mic, Travel Rug, let it go. Right, get Rudy Bear.
As far as the Sports Direct, let's go back to Sports Direct for a couple of minutes here, right? See, as far as that's concerned, I'm pretty disappointed with all this because once again, we're talking about off-field stuff and we should be talking about good performances, new players, big games that are coming up for us, and there this bombshells dropped today. Like travel, I was delighted when we thought the retail deal had been sorted out. Now, it has been sorted out to an extent. As Fox says, he'll go out and buy the jerseys, and so will I. But I'll do it in a different way. My problem with Sports Direct and Mike Ashley is Mike Ashley's a parasite, in my opinion, and his shoddy employment practices, for me...
Here.
Sports Direct, Ox. You know where I'm coming from, Ox, because I think I told you about my history, my family.
Yes, I do, mate. Yes, well brought up.
Walk into a Sports Direct and buy that Rangers jersey. I just can't do it. It would stick in my throat to do that. So for me, I'll get it for the Mega Store. I'll get it for somewhere else that's no Sports Direct.
Was that what size? Mega?
So for me, it's very disappointing the day that it looks like they've still got their hooks into us, because I thought we'd get away from all that. Now, somebody at the club has made a massive mistake here. This should have came out before now, if that was the case. And how?
Plus, we're legal people, mate. We're legal people. Somebody's dropped a racket, mate.
They have, but they should never have let it get this far. You're now talking about in the region of £500,000 for legal costs. And we're going to have to pay that, apparently. Come on. What is that all about? We should have people in there who are capable of dealing with these things and dealing with it properly. Certainly the money that Rangers will make now on the deal for every jersey that's bought, every piece of kit that's bought it's a much better deal than we had before. But I still can't walk into a Sports Direct and buy it. I can't do it.
I'm with you as far as that's concerned. What I'm struggling with is whether we can get them without getting Sports Direct involved, or if they've just got the rights to sell them in their shops, the devil will be in the detail.
I think it's everything, Ox. I think that the Mega Store, the online sales as well.
So but you're not going to be able to avoid them. We'll go to Gallant next, and then we'll go to Wheels. Gallant, I know you've maybe dealings with, I don't want to go into it too much, but I understand is you've had dealings with that company in the past.
Yeah, I don't really know what way to put it without going back. I've been there with dealings and contracts and stuff. I'm a bit holding back. I think Dave King could have been very cute in what he's done. Now, everybody is saying, he's this and he's not. Dave King hasn't got as far as what he has to this day with as much money as what he has without being cute. It's all of a sudden, for years, we would never bring out an orange top because we wouldn't offend the other side. This year we've brought out an orange top. We've brought out a top with a sash on it. And that is to generate sales. Now, it doesn't matter who is going to sell that shirt. Fans are going to buy it. I think he's been very cute. Under that deal, that company has to refit the Mega Store. Now, at this current moment in time, Sports Direct own that Mega Store. They will not spend a penny in that Mega Store. So under this new deal, JD Sports, we're going to have to come in and completely refit out the Mega Store. So I think Dave King has been very, very cute and said maybe he's got friends in that kind of world. I know for a fact through my dealings that one of my, I don't really know how to say it, there is somebody close to another company that is working for JD Sports as very up in one of the directors. Would have been close to one of our directors, would have been and was on the Rangers board. And it's just very strange that they've come out and they said yes that they will take on the Rangers deal. For years, Rangers wanted to run their own retail. It was costing far, far too much money. We just couldn't do it because we had to set up a company to make it. We had to set up a factory to package it up, to send it out. We had to put out staff. You were talking about rents for factories, and then you had to put out a shipping company. All that costs so much money. Why would you want to spend that money when you've got somebody there? I've always heard of a great saying, if you've got a lemon, squeeze it.
Does that suitably take us to wheels? I don't know what you're coming for the Gallant, but I get your point. I would do wheels.
Right, well, Ox, I've actually got some information regarding... So
you're going to say some lemons there?
No, I've got some information regarding the deal itself. Now, this isn't confirmed. This is just what one of the Rangers pages is hearing. So what they've said is, for every Rangers top bought for £50 from a Sports Direct shop, Rangers receive £35. We are led to believe that the new deal ensures Rangers get 70% of profit as opposed to the old 10%. And then it says, remember, Mike Ashley's company would have to at least match other offers we have received. So, as I say, it's not confirmed, but that's what...
Well, I'm with Rudy in my dislike of the company. I'll go back. I think I've said it before on here. When Sports Direct involved, I wasn't keen in their business model or the way they treat their employees. That's a personal point of view. But I thought it was a good fit for the club, a national retailer. Their logos are red, white and blue, and the guy behind it could be known that our brand would sell nationally. Could be a good fit for us. But for day one, day two, it's been a disaster.
He duped us, didn't he, Ox? You know,
I don't know if he duped us, mate, or the people who were involved in the club signed us up to something, knowing that they'd be all right and they'd be away when it all started coming to the surface. I don't know enough about it. But what I will say is, the devil be in the detail, and I'll go back to travel rug with us. And if that's true and that was going to be the deal with JD Sports, they've got to match it. So apart from dealing with the actual... a company you maybe don't like, the actual club's not going to be worse off apart from the, if you like, the court costs that we've racked up with the...
No. I agree that as far as the retail side of it, I don't think the club were going to lose anything at it, no matter how the court case went today. The unfortunate point is that the legal costs, it's just money going out the club. And particularly into Sports Direct's pockets, in that case, it's a victory for them, isn't it? They have first refusal to match it. So if they're not going to make money from it, if they're not going to get revenue and get people through the door of their shop, then they wouldn't have stepped into the thing. So there's obviously money for Sports Direct.
They could go back the day and say tomorrow when they're seeing the deal that GD Sports have got. I think that was some of the arguments. Rangers suddenly showed them the full details. They see it and they say, we want nothing to do with that. But we'll still be £500,000 doing it.
Exactly. They're getting a legal cost paid. I'm with you guys. I don't shop in his shop. I think the shop's a jumble sale.
You're more a Giacomo man, aren't you?
No. And I'm hoping that there are other avenues. And I've looked on the Hummel website. I did look months ago, and particularly because I work in Scandinavia quite a lot, and they actually don't have a particularly great online presence as in a shop. They've got their website, and you can go and look at all the merchandise they've got, and but you can't actually go buy anything now. I'm hoping that changes, and that may be the way we go, is that we go and buy it direct through Hummel. And I take on board what Gallant was saying, that, or somebody was saying earlier. I remember it was Sports Direct that was running the mega store, so they always had their claws into something. Gallant, one thing I would say about getting the shop getting a refurb. I tell you what, you get a smashing refurb for £500,000. So I don't think that's I don't know how much again that is for us. So it's just very disappointing. We were a wee bit of grandstanding for the club, and now it looks as if we're going to walk away with a wee bit of a scalped arse on it.
It's just that I don't know if that was the case. It looks to me as a layman, and I'll go to Fox and then Bridge. It looks to me as a layman that they had this bit of paper that says there's a deal, and it's pretty straightforward that any new deal we've got the right to see if we want to match it. Simple as that. That was a crux of it. And why did we go this far if that was the case? Simple terms for me.
The thing is, Ox, is it not possible that we did know about this wee bit in the background? We took it to court. It's now been agreed that it's a 1-year rolling contract. So what's to stop JD coming in next year, improving the offer? Sports Direct honour that and match it, and we get a better profit, and they do the same the next year until Sports Direct no longer think it's worthy of even challenging for the deal, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Could we be winning out of this? And although we lost $500,000 in a court case, in the long run, could it be beneficial to Rangers?
Can I just come in?
On you go, Gallant, then we'll go to Bridge.
That's what I was trying to say. I think we could be winning out of this. I didn't say £500,000 about a shop fit or anything. We were trying to get Sports Direct to approve costs in the store. There's walls falling down in there. The roof is in it. The place is falling down inside. And Sports Direct will not spend money to refurb a store. We were phoning Puma to come out and fix a wall. I'd say, and we had to get. They wouldn't give us POS for a window. We had to beg Puma to come out and give us a bit of POS to say that we were selling the kit instead of Sports Direct signs everywhere. So that's why I think we could come out of this in a wee bit better. It'd be interesting.
The devil's in the detail, Gallant, eh?
Yeah, definitely. I would wait until see what the club actually say about it.
Bridgeman, I know £500,000 not a lot of money to you, or travel rug it is to me, mate.
I think, to be honest, Sports Direct's proven time and again, even although we hate them and all the rest of it, they've proven to be far better, far more smart than some of the people in our company. And we should be eternally embarrassed by this. That's just shocking that we had one of these onerous contracts, and we ended up managing to move it, and we think we did well with that, and then all of a sudden we found we got another onerous contract, and we actually signed an onerous contract ourselves last year. That's what it sounds like, and that's what it feels like. And still our senior management decided to go to court to fight against something that they signed up for. No, it's just nonsense, isn't it? Just nonsense to think about it.
But you're putting a lot in two and twos together there, mate. We don't get the details.
What else can you think? They go to court and they sit there and they have their case and blah, 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 blah. And after 24 hours, they turn in and say, by the way, Sports Direct are correct.
We never even go to court, mate.
No, go to court the first day. They had it in a day. They were supposed to come out today.
He was to come back with his thing in the day, and it was settled before he had to come out with his judgment. So, that's right. Well,
all I'm saying is it just isn't quite right.
Stop hogging the mic. Ulster.
Mike Hogger. No, see what it is. No, I get where Gallon's point is there, the club being shrewd and all, and fair enough. I think we were only getting something like 7p in the pound. It was a bit of a disastrous deal. So for the club to pay $3 million to get out of that contract and have an agreement with Sports Direct to then have to match any contract after that, that's okay. You know what I mean? If that's what we have to pay, because hopefully after a season and a season and a half, that $3 million hopefully would have paid itself, which means then after we're making money, which is okay, which is fine by me. I just think, why didn't they just come out and say that that's the case from the start, instead of having to get themselves into a court case, pay $500,000 for absolutely no reason, when all they had to come out in the first instance was say, look, that's how it is. Sports Direct have the first refusal on any single deal, and then wouldn't have had ourselves in this the 500k down.
I don't think they're first refusal. They have the right to have a look and see if they want to match any other offer.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, they have it, but we knew this from the start, so that was fine. Why not just tell the fans at the start? Look, no matter say JD came in or whatever.
Old school blue clothing, 95 pence in the pound is going to be the next deal.
That's a good deal.
On you go, travel rug.
Look,
Sorry, Ulster.
I say, like,
right.
I know what Gallant and Ulster are saying, and that fair enough. There may be some shrewd guys on our board that struck a deal here that's going to be a gold mine for us. But I don't trust them. I'm sorry. I don't think they're clever enough. I don't think they're shrewd enough. They've no come out and showed me that they're good businessmen.
There's a statement in the lobby. There's a statement in the lobby for a wise man. Cushy number. Wait a minute. Listen and learn. The retail deal was a good one. It's the Sports Direct Association that's toxic. Carry on, Travel Rock.
My point, and the thing I want to get back to here is that we have went to court with Sports Direct. We have had further delays in the strip getting launched. These strips should be in the shop right now. When we are all
always Wednesday was the target date, mate.
But are you telling me there's going to be strips in the shop tomorrow? Oh, sorry, Wednesday.
I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be. It was always going to be Wednesday, so you couldn't buy them up to then anyway.
We've had 3 competitive matches.
But that was the deal, mate. That was the deal. We couldn't get out to it.
You just know there's not going to be strips in the shop on Wednesday. There's no way that's going to happen. I've not seen them. They need thousands of strips because the demand is amazing for this. I've never known the Rangers supporters so desperate to get their hands on these strips, and you know people are saying, I don't care, I will go to Sports Direct. Personally, I'll try and go in another option, but if that's the only option that's available to me, I will go to Sports Direct, or I'll buy it online for Sports Direct. I want the strip, I want it from away. I can't help. That's what Rangers supporters are doing.
I get that.
But there's delays happening here, and do you know what? I'm sick of seeing these horrible strips. Whenever I go, these horrible manky strips are getting paraded round about, whether I'm on holiday or whether I'm at home. It's time the Rangers supporters were on the street and we're showing our colours, and we're not going to do it because we're getting dragged through courtrooms again and again and again.
I just want to ask a Traveller question. I just want to ask Traveller a question on that. How long do you think it will take for the stuff to get to the shops?
But whilst they're still rattling about courts, Bridgeman...
Well, let's say they signed it tomorrow.
It's still going to be a couple of weeks, isn't it, before they start to get
our understanding is, and it wasn't me, but Fox gave me this one, that it's all ready to roll, mate. They're all sitting ready to roll.
Where?
Whatever Hummel have got them ready to stored and ready to go. They've been manufacturing them for 5 weeks for the 1st August date.
Only place you've got a strip Wednesday if you're in Turkey.
I never said that. Don't you start sticking me in the grub, are you?
Oh, was that not your one with the Turkey deal?
No, I just said Mehmet will be in next year applying for it, mate, and we'll get the strips in April.
We'll get the strips before they come out.
Aye.
I would be well surprised if Hummel haven't been working on these strips, but it's like Travel says, the Bears are desperate to be able to go out and buy these, and and the 1st of August, Ox, as you quite rightly pointed out, was apparently the date, which is Wednesday.
For the home strip.
Yeah, when the home strip was going to go on sale, and I mean these strips will go in their thousands and thousands. Sports Direct have obviously looked at this and thought, wait a minute, we can make a bit of money here. This is what this, it's all about really is money, isn't it? It's about money. It's finances at the end of the day. But it is very disappointing simply because of the fact I was so looking forward to buying them. I'm getting the 3 of them. It's as simple as that. But like Travel, I might try and find another way of doing it. I don't know if I can, but I'll certainly, have a look at the ins and outs of the whole thing and see what the situation is with them. But it is disappointing. But it's disappointing because the on-field stuff looks like it's sorting itself out. It looks like we've got a great management team there. He's in backroom staff. He's brought some good players in. The players look like they're up for it. The team look like they're up for it. We've had some good results. We've got a big game to look forward to on Thursday. And then Sunday, the season kicks off up at up at Pittodrie, so we've got the new season, which you always feel optimistic about, starting a new season. And then this bombshell, just drops, and you think it's just another thing that's gave us a kick in the nads that we really didn't need at this particular time.
But if you listen to the wise man who's always denying he says stuff, that Foxy guy, right? But if you listen to him a couple of weeks ago when we parked this, when it sort of first broke, he did warn us all that the chances are we Fox Sports Direct is our retailer next year. Now, you did say that, Mr. Fox.
I did.
Like that's the way it's going to be then, isn't it?
Hey,
it's right.
Ox,
there doesn't seem to be anything that we can do about it just now, because the really annoying thing about the whole situation for me is the £500,000 court costs. Why rack that up when you really didn't need to? And Ulster made a very good point. Why not just come out, say to the Rangers fans, this is the situation, this is how it's going to be, this is what the contract says. Instead of that, they go and rack up $500,000 in court costs. That's just absolute stupidity, in my opinion. There's just no need for that.
On you come, Travel Rug.
I'm just picturing Woody and Fox standing outside a Sports Direct shop trying to talk a wee guy into getting into play the Marines.
Somebody's like to say to the boy, we'll go and get you 6 cans of lager if you're going to get us a strip.
Aye. I'll get you a packet of 20 fags, mate. Going to get us a soap.
Wheels, you've been quiet, mate.
I'm disappointed, mate. I thought we'd get rid of him. I thought that was the end of it all, but doesn't appear to be the case, unfortunately. As I say, I suppose the details of the deal have still to officially come out. So I suppose once we get those, we'll know a bit more. But it's definitely not what I was hoping for. But
on you go.
Yeah. So, the reason, the club's made itself look really foolish here. So it has.
£500,000 foolish.
Right, £500,000. That's the first thing, right? But the second point, right, is that they've made themselves look really foolish for the simple reason that they've came out and they've made a big deal about the GD Sports thing, right? Now, they knew this was in the background. If that was the case, which obviously it was the case, they knew it was sitting there in the background in this contract. Why bother making a big deal about the GD Sports thing and creating this, this huge buzz round about GD Sports, going to be the next retailer, blah, 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 and then this crops up, which they obviously already knew about. The better thing today would have been go to Sports Direct and talk about this first and see if there was any way we could come to an accommodation about it, or whether Sports Direct are going to sit on this and they were just going to go ahead with it, which they are going to.
And just quickly, I'll take this to Gallant because I know he's got some insight in this. Will GD Sports now be back looking for a few quid off us?
It depends what way that known associate has been. They'll have something, yeah. They will have probably strips, probably at a reduced cost, get into their stores. But they will be getting compensated in some sort of way, yeah.
Look, for me, all boils down, do you hate Ashley more than you love Rangers? Buy the bloody strips.
I think you're going to find there's a lot of Rangers fans will not be able to bring themselves to go into to deal with Ashley in any way, shape or form, and we have to agree to that and accept it.
But that's the point the Fox is making.
I know.
You're cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Well, that may be. It might be indeed, and we're stuck with it. But there is a lot of Rangers fans, and we have to agree, and we have to settle ourselves. If there's another way, just that you guys were talking about, is there another way around the back way that we can get access to the goods? I don't know. But there's a lot of guys who will not spend a penny in it with Ashley. Not spend a penny.
I'll buy mine in JD Sports before I would buy them in anything to do with Sports Direct.
But as I said already, and I'll take this to travel quickly and we'll go on Ulster next. The devil's in the detail, mate, and hopefully we might get some clarity tomorrow.
Aye, fair enough. Aye, but no, we'll see. But it still hurts for when they gave us a story that they'd broke away from Sports Direct, and then a few months later we found out they'd whacked us for $3 million for it. So that detail was certainly the devil. I'm afraid.
The devil's always there, mate. That's the problem. Ulster.
Yeah, as you say, mate, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I don't think this is the end of it. Unfortunately, as I've said before on the show, I just think this is more of an issue between Cake and Ashley, a hatred towards each other, and then again we're getting caught in the crossfire. The only thing would worry me is why the court or why the club, pushed it this far. They obviously ended up being in court. Maybe they're worried to deal with Sports Direct, but maybe think they've got something else underhand. Don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see them. But I wish we could have got away from it. As you guys have said, I've watched all the spotlight shows, etc., about Sports Direct and the way they treat workforces and all, and I don't agree with it, to be honest. It's just a pity that we're stuck with them again.
Rudy.
Well, we're stuck with a retailer whose head, or whatever you want to call Ashley, figurehead, or whatever you want to call him, is he actually been called out in Parliament for his shoddy employment practices? That's embarrassing. For a club of our standing, a club of our size, to have to deal with a man like that. And I know Fox says that, do you love the club enough to go out and buy the jersey? Fox, I've supported my team for 45 years, mate, nearly 47 years. Of course I do.
You were a late starter watching the Rangers, weren't you?
My politics matter to me a lot, Fox, so they do. And what I think and how I think working class people should be treated, it matters a lot to me. You know what I mean? With my history, my family history, it matters a hell of a lot to me. So this is a big thing for me, to have to go to a parasite like that, give him my money because of the way he treats his staff. But it's not just that, it's also the way he's got his clause, how he got his clause into our club in the first place with Charles Green, that parasite as well. So it's not just a simple case of saying, do you love the club enough to go and buy the jersey? There's more to it than that, Fox. For most people, there's more to it than that. It's about how he got his clause into your club in the first place. And I don't doubt that the retail deal is better for the club than it was before we paid them $3 million. And as Travel quite rightly said, we didn't find that out, that they'd paid $3 million to get out of that.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. And you will have the last word, Bridgeman, but it won't be the ones you were going to say. Okay, bud. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, please, please. I know we're feeling a bit down about this, but please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers are going to need it. I'm sure this story will run a bit more, and we'll be talking about it in the future. Can I thank Bridgeman, Travel Rug, Gallant Pioneer, the Fox, Wheels, Rudy Bear, Big Ulster, and one of Fox's lady friends who gave us a call earlier on for taking the time to join the show. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
There's a pub in Green Street where all good proddies you will meet. So come down here and together we'll have a jar. A welcome there you will receive, so good that you won't want to leave. A fine wee pub is Saltcoats Mermaid Bar. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. We all support the Queen and Crown. The prices here are the best in town, and the bar staff, they are one terrific crew. Everyone laughing, full of cheer. It's one tremendous atmosphere, singing to support the red, white and blue. You'll hear the sash, and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. It's nice to come to the Mermaid Bar when Rangers are playing at Ibrox Park. You'll forget your worries and all your cares, singing songs against the Tims before you watch the Rangers win. For everyone here supports the Teddy Bears. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. If you are up from Belfast town, Tyrone, Fermanagh or County Down, Armagh, Antrim or London, Derry shores, the Mermaid is the place for you, so come and have a drink or two. Next time in Saltcoats you'll want to come back for more. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all.